Ever stared at your computer, that trusty workhorse of your business, and wondered, can this thing actually handle QuickBooks? You're not alone. We've all been there, juggling spreadsheets, invoices, and the looming question of whether our current setup is up to the task. You're trying to streamline your finances, get a clear picture of your business's health, and avoid the dreaded data entry nightmare. You've heard QuickBooks is the answer, but the nagging doubt remains. Will it actually work on your computer? Let's face it, your computer is more than just a machine. It's your lifeline to your business. It holds your client data, your project files, and potentially your entire financial history. The thought of a software update or a system incompatibility sending it all crashing down is enough to give anyone a cold sweat. So you're here searching for a definitive answer. You're not just looking for a simple yes or no. You need to understand the nuances, the potential pitfalls, and the best way to ensure a smooth QuickBooks experience. Think about it. You've probably experienced the frustration of software that just doesn't play nice. Maybe you've tried to install a program only to be met with cryptic error messages or sluggish performance. Or perhaps you've been caught off guard by unexpected system requirements, forcing you to upgrade hardware you weren't planning on replacing. That's the fear we're addressing today. We're diving deep into the compatibility question, breaking down the technical jargon, and providing you with practical insights to help you make an informed decision. Before we jump into the specifics, let's establish some context. QuickBooks isn't a monolith. It exists in various forms, each with its own set of system requirements. You've got QuickBooks Desktop, the classic installed software, and QuickBooks Online, the cloud-based subscription service. Each has its own strengths, weaknesses, and, most importantly, hardware and software dependencies. QuickBooks Desktop, with its robust features and offline capabilities, has been a staple for many businesses. However, it also means you're responsible for the installation, updates, and maintenance. This translates to specific operating system requirements, processor speeds, RAM considerations, and hard drive space. You're dealing with local files, so your computer's performance directly impacts your QuickBooks experience. On the other hand, QuickBooks Online shifts the burden to Intuit's servers. You access your data through a web browser, making it potentially more flexible in terms of hardware. However, this doesn't mean you can run it on any computer without a second thought. You still need a stable internet connection, a compatible browser, and a reasonably capable machine to handle the web application. So, let's tackle the core question. Can you use QuickBooks on any computer? The short answer is it depends. It depends on the version of QuickBooks you choose, your operating system, your hardware specifications, and your overall usage. Let's break it down further, starting with QuickBooks Desktop. The most current versions of QuickBooks Desktop, like QuickBooks Desktop Pro, Premier, and Enterprise, typically require a Windows operating system. Specifically, Windows 10 or Windows 11 are generally recommended. While some older versions might work on older operating systems, it's crucial to check the official system requirements to avoid compatibility issues. Beyond the operating system, you'll need to consider your processor. QuickBooks recommends a 2.4 GHz processor or higher for optimal performance. While you might be able to run it on a slower processor, you'll likely experience sluggishness, especially when dealing with large datasets or complex reports. RAM, or random access memory, is another critical factor. QuickBooks recommends at least 8 GB of RAM, with 16 GB being ideal for smoother performance, especially when multitasking or running multiple applications simultaneously. Insufficient RAM can lead to freezing, crashing, and overall frustration. Hard drive space is also important. QuickBooks requires a certain amount of free space for installation and data storage. The exact amount varies depending on the version and the size of your company file. However, it's always a good idea to have ample free space to accommodate future growth and updates. Now, let's talk about QuickBooks Online. The cloud-based nature of QuickBooks Online makes it more flexible in terms of hardware. You can access it from virtually any computer with a compatible web browser and an internet connection. However, that doesn't mean you can ignore your computer's capabilities entirely. For QuickBooks Online, the key is a stable internet connection. A slow or unreliable connection can lead to delays, data loss, and a frustrating user experience. You'll also need a modern web browser, such as Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Safari, or Microsoft Edge. Ensure your browser is up to date to take advantage of the latest features and security updates. While QuickBooks Online doesn't have the same hardware requirements as QuickBooks Desktop, your computer's performance still matters. A slow or outdated computer can impact your browsing experience and overall productivity. You'll want a processor that can handle web applications, sufficient RAM for smooth multitasking, and a reliable internet connection. Another point to consider is the type of work you do with QuickBooks. If you primarily use it for basic accounting tasks such as invoicing and expense tracking, you might be able to get away with a less powerful computer. However, if you handle complex inventory management, advanced reporting, or large datasets, you'll need a more robust machine. Let's address some common concerns. You might be wondering, can I run QuickBooks on a Mac? The answer depends on the version. QuickBooks Desktop is primarily designed for Windows, although there are workarounds, such as using Boot Camp or virtualization software, to run it on a Mac. However, these methods can be complex and may require additional resources. QuickBooks Online, on the other hand, is accessible through any web browser on a Mac, making it a more straightforward option. You might also be wondering about mobile devices. QuickBooks Online has mobile apps for iOS and Android, allowing you to access your data and perform basic tasks on the go. However, the mobile apps are not a replacement for the full desktop or web versions. They are designed for quick access and limited functionality. Another important consideration is the long-term viability of your setup. As your business grows, your QuickBooks needs will evolve. You'll likely need to handle more data, generate more complex reports, and integrate with other software. Ensure your computer has the capacity to handle these future demands. So what's the bottom line? Can you use QuickBooks on any computer? The answer is a qualified yes, with several important caveats. You need to consider the version of QuickBooks, your operating system, your hardware specifications, and your internet connection. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.